Hello, and welcome to this video featuring the Convology Impulse Response Library produced by Impulse Record and used by many artists, musicians, and production facilities around the world. More information, samples, and library material can be found at www.impulserecord.com. In this short video tutorial, we will show you just how easy it is to use the Convology library and the fantastic array of impulse response files in virtually any convolution player and on almost any DAW or recording system. These files are all in pristine 9624 wave quality and will compete with most anything on the market. There are many sets in 5.1 surround that can be used for TV and film, and all of our impulse response files, except for 5.1, have been recorded in stereo. In addition, the Convology library features many rich halls along with exotic, unusual, and one-of-a-kind spaces of many kinds. One of the nice things about the Convology library is that it was developed in complete sets of core areas or genres, so that the end user could easily navigate and grab specific files and then apply to the given input source. Because impulse response files are the byproduct of the given space recorded, moving through a number of large halls, churches, arenas, etc., make it that much more fun and interesting as you apply that given space to your input. To get started, have your DAW open and then select an input track insert. Or, if desired, you can apply to the entire mix through the main bus and open an insert there and then open your convolution player. You can also open an instance of your convolution player in your group effects and apply the amount of effects for each instrument and/or input through your sends, which you will have available on each track that is open. In fact, if you are going to be using a number of input sources processed through the convolution engine, this would be the best way to go. Each player is a little different, but almost all of them will allow you to navigate to additional folders where you will find your Convology files. Make sure and place your files on your computer where you'll easily find them, and then open the desired library content and select the desired file. In some cases, you will need to import these files into the convolution player. Either way, once you've either navigated or imported them into the convolution player, you're good to go. Because convolution reverb players utilize the original impulse response file in its entirety, you may find it beneficial to experiment by shortening the length of the file. The results can be quite dramatic, especially when using Convology's effects-oriented files such as cartoon and character voice files, along with the extensive bundling of convolution effects files. In fact, with many of these types of files, you'll feel that you completely change the patch solely based on shortening and/or lengthening the files. Here are some additional side notes for production purposes. When producing and writing more orchestral and flowing music pieces, you might consider pulling back the lower end of the EQ in your convolution player to minimize any possible bass multiplier effect and to minimize any potential lower frequency mud, which would be true for any applied effects, whether hardware boxes or software effects. While the Convology library files, especially the halls and churches, have been optimized to make virtually any instrumentation sound great out of the box, your individual production needs may vary, so just keep this in mind. In addition, you may want to experiment with the longer effects over a sound source, because soundscapes are easily achieved, and setting a mood in a film or where needed in general production is quite easy and intriguing. You may also want to experiment with cinematic hits and swooshes with the files in the one-shots collection and the general effects files by using a compressed kick, glass break, or any other sound source you like for the initial hit, and then listen to some impressive results that, when applied correctly, will compete with most anything Hollywood has to offer in film. Do the same for a swoosh effect. You may very well have more questions, so please feel free to visit our website at www.impulserecord.com And we thank you for your time and hope you've enjoyed this short video tutorial on the Convology Impulse Response Library.